Has U.S. President Donald Trump lost another aircraft carrier after USS Gerald R. Ford withdraws from the war after fire incident? Iranian military says coastal cruise missiles were fired at the Abraham Lincoln, presenting the attack as a significant blow against a key U.S. warship in the region. Is this Iran military's answer to Trump's renewed push for talks, suggesting Tehran sees U.S. diplomacy as cover while the war continues? Iran's army said it fired coastal cruise missiles targeting the USS Abraham Lincoln, according to Iranian state and state-aligned media reports. Press TV reported on March 25 that Iranian forces had attacked the Abraham Lincoln aircraft carrier as part of Tehran's ongoing confrontation with the United States. A video circulated by Press TV and other Iranian outlets purportedly showed missiles being launched from Iran's coastline toward the U.S. carrier group. Iranian media tied the claim to remarks from Navy Commander Rear Admiral Shahram Irani, who has repeatedly warned against the U.S. naval presence in the region. Shahram Irani said, and I quote, "The movements and actions of the USS Abraham Lincoln aircraft carrier are constantly being monitored, and as soon as the hostile carrier strike group comes within range of missile systems, it will be targeted by the crushing attacks of the Army Navy." Unquote. Iran has repeatedly claimed since the war began on February 28 that it targeted the USS Abraham Lincoln, though U.S. officials have continued to dispute successful strikes on the carrier. The United States had also deployed its most advanced carrier, the USS Gerald R. Ford, to the broader region as part of the naval buildup around the conflict. However, the Ford became temporarily unavailable for frontline operations after a fire broke out on board, sending it toward repair and inspection. The world's largest naval warship USS Gerald Ford is currently out of active service during Donald Trump's ongoing war against Iran. The massive U.S. Navy aircraft carrier will reportedly go into extended maintenance for a sustained period of 12 to 14 months. At the present moment, the advanced Navy warship is safely docked at Crete Suda Bay directly after being permanently pulled from regional action. In addition to physical damage, the U.S. Navy Carrier Strike Group was also battling severe operational system strain following many consecutive months of active combat operations, reports. The USS Gerald R. Ford faced a significant operational setback directly after an alleged structural fire broke out in the warship's main laundry room. The USS Gerald Ford's roughly 100 internal berths are allegedly completely displaced following the severe laundry room blaze that occurred on March 12. The destructive warship blaze also reportedly injured several active sailors and heavily damaged designated living spaces directly after extended hours of continuous firefighting efforts. According to CENTCOM officials, the structural fire originated deep in the ship's primary laundry room, which eventually spread to several adjacent internal compartments. The U.S. Navy publicly claimed the primary propulsion systems were completely unaffected by flames and explicitly ensured the vessel was fully operational. However, the USS Gerald Ford's multiple complex mechanical systems will definitely make the upcoming structural maintenance a highly complex logistical operation, stated reports. The active warship's historically extended deployment route, originally running from the Caribbean directly to the Red Sea, further severely mounted internal maintenance issues. The destructive laundry fire also caused significant structural internal damage, which largely falls completely out of standard routine repairs, cited a 1945 report. The advanced warship's sudden withdrawal from the active Iran theater reportedly significantly reduced the U.S. military's overall air power capacity during the ongoing war. The active USS Gerald R. Ford is officially the U.S. Navy's newest nuclear-powered vessel and serves as the lead carrier strike group platform. The massive naval warship is reportedly physically designed to consistently carry roughly 75 advanced combat aircraft and exactly 5,000 deployed personnel during active war. The flagship was considered entirely key for executing the U.S. Navy's broader long-term Middle East strategy, and its sudden exit dealt a huge logistical blow to its deployed military forces. Since its initial combat deployment stationed near Iran, more than 7,000 individual aerial strikes were effectively carried out, launching directly from the USS Gerald R. Ford. But its historically extended deployment of 260-plus continuous days operating at sea effectively made it the third highest endurance record in the history of the U.S. Navy. Directly after the destructive blaze, new reports emerged suggesting that various Gerald R. Ford sailors deliberately intentionally set the internal fire themselves. Severely exhausted and heavily strained active duty sailors allegedly directly set the ship's laundry facility on fire simply to be officially relieved from continuous combat operations. Some speculative media reports openly suggested there was actually no internal accidental fire, but rather an external Iran drone attack that successfully set the vessel ablaze. However, U.S. Fifth Fleet naval officials allegedly firmly denied that any hostile combat fire actually caused the destructive ship blaze that day. Meanwhile, President Donald Trump said on March 24 that talks were underway and claimed Iran wanted to make a deal to end the war. Iran's military and official media then mocked Trump's push for talks while warning that any escalation could hit regional energy and oil infrastructure.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحیم.
In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. The strategic power that you were talking about has turned into a strategic failure. The world's superpower pretender, if it could have been freed from the predicament, would have been by now. Do not call your failure an agreement. The era of your promises is over. Today there are two fronts in the world, right and wrong. And any free-spirited rights seeker will not be seduced by the influence of your media waves. Has the level of your self-conflict reached the stage of negotiating with yourself? There will be no news of your investments in the region, nor will you see the previous prices of energy and oil until you understand, stability in the region is guaranteed by the powerful hand of our armed forces. Stability through power. We clearly declare, until the time comes when we have the will, no situation will return to the previous order. This will be created when the thought of taking action against the Iranian nation is completely erased from your dirty minds. Our first and last words from the very first day have been, are and will be, no one like us will get along with anyone like you. Not now and not ever. And there is no victory except from Allah, the Almighty, the Wise.